Welcome to the Learn to Sew Academy channel. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you.
Welcome back. This is part 3 of the video on making a 6-piece top. If you have not yet seen the first 2 videos, please check the links in the description for part 1 and part 2. Thank you. I've added fabric interfacing to the main fabric that I'm using. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm just going to go to the sewing machine and I'm going to start to join all this together. So I'm going to take the front and I'm just going to match them together. So I'm going to sew it all across. I'm joining this side to this side. This right here is where my zipper goes. So this is my center front. I'm going to join that together and I'll take the other side of the front and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to face them right side facing right side and I'm just going to join this all across too. And then I'm going to take the lining and I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I've done here as well. I'm just going to spread out the lining and I'm going to take the corresponding sides and I'm just going to join the lining the same way as well. And I'll take the back pieces as well. As you can see, again, I've put fabric interfacing on this fabric. I'm gonna leave the lining without an interfacing. Is optional. If you want to do an interfacing on the lining, you can take your paper fusible interfacing and you can just put that right there. But I'm not going to do that because this fabric is already thick, so I think I have enough structure that I'm looking for. So I'm just going to take the fabric, all the fabric, and I'm going to align them all together, and I'm just going to do exactly the same thing that I described earlier. I'm just going to join this all across like that, and then I'm going to take the other side. In this case, I have 3 pieces for the back, unlike in the front where I cut the middle into 2, so I had 4 pieces in the front. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to align this as well, and I'm just going to sew it and do the same thing that we have done. I'll do likewise to the lining as well. What I've done here now is I iron where I joined the pieces together. I ironed them out and I folded it now into 2. That's the back piece. The front piece I also ironed out, and I ironed out the part where my zipper is going to go right here. So I'm aligning this together and I'm taking the center back and my center front. I'm going to align them together like that. So now I can cut the neckline as well as the armhole. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure for the shoulder. The shoulder is 16. So I'm measuring from right here, the center. So I'm going to measure that 16 inches divided by 2, which is going to give me 8 inches. So I'm going to measure my 8 inches plus my ½ an inch for my seam allowance. So that's right there. And for my neckline for the front, I'm going to do 5 inches. Now, as you do this, you want to take your zipper and make sure that what you have is going to be enough for wherever your neckline ends to the end. And then you want to make sure that your zipper is going to fit perfectly. So over here, what I need is a neckline of 5 inches down like this. So this is my 5 inches. And across, I'm going to do 4 inches like that. For the back, it's going to be a different amount. It's not going to be as deep as the front. So what I'm just doing here is I'm just making my cuff for the front. And you can use your cuff ruler if you prefer to. So I'm just going to leave a cut here so that it also helps me when I'm doing the other side, the back of the top. So that's why I'm putting the cut here. So now I'm going to have a slant. So your slant can be between 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So this right here is about 0.75 here. So I'll just leave it at that. And then the next thing I want to do is the armhole. Remember, we also did not do the armhole when we're doing this. So to get my armhole, I'll go from the shoulder area and I'll just do like a 9.5, depending. You can do, depending on your size, you can do between 8 to 10 inches, depending on your size. But you want to go to wherever your bust area is. So that's what you want to, where you want to start to measure. So I'm just going to do around 10 inches here, and I'll use that to just gauge where my cuff is going to be. So I'm just going to cuff this like so. And again, you can use your cuff ruler. Then I just want to measure what I have here. So now you can cut. I'm just going to shape the side so that it corresponds. And then we cut the neckline. I'm going to cut the front separate from the back. So be sure to move the two front upwards like that. I'm going to shape the shoulder slope for all the 4 pieces. I mean the front and the back, for the front and the back. So now I'm going to do the back now. And for the back, you can use 1 inch or 1.5. So I'm just going to do 1.5. And I'm going to connect it from where I already cut here. And now I'm going to cut this. Now that this is done, I'm just going to take my lining, which I have also joined. So I'm going to go and open this up just like I did over here. And then I'm just going to take this and use this as a template to cut the neckline for my lining. To cut the sleeve, we want to measure the armhole here. The length of the sleeve here is going to be 22. And the sleeve round is going to be 10. So we're just folding first into 2. And then we fold again so that we have 4 layers of fabric. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to measure to make sure that we have enough. I have more than enough. So what I'm doing is I'm just measuring, doing a cuff roughly here to see if I have up to that 10.5 that we measured. So the length that we need is 22, and I'm going to be turning it in here. So because this is a salvage end, I'm just going to leave 1/2 inch at the end here, and then I'm going to have 1/2 inch at the top where we're going to be joining it. So altogether we're looking at 23. So what I'm going to measure here will be 23 inches. And again, I'm just going to roughly do my 10.5 and this is where that is right here. So this is what I want to curve right from the edge here. I'm gonna make an inverted S. I'm just doing a basic sleeve, and you can check my video on how to make a sleeve to understand what I'm doing here even much better. And then over here the sleeve round is going to be 10, so 10 inches divided by 2, that's what I want to measure, which will be 5. And then I'm going to add my allowance of half an inch, so right there is 5.5. So I'm going to join this point all the way to over here. So cut the sleeve. I'm going to cut a notch right at the middle there. So right here I have 2 sleeves cut for the top that we're making. This is what I'm having right now. And that's the back. And this is the front. So I'm going to go ahead and do the lining first. After I have the lining in, I'm going to work on my zipper. And there is another jacket I did a while back, a bomber jacket. I'm going to link that in this video. Over there you will see how I inserted a separating zipper into the jacket with the lining and all. You'll see that too. These are the sides. You can either leave it like this, or you can decide to just give it a little curve at the edge. So if you wanted to give it a curve at the edge, you just want to align the front and the back again, and you just shape that end. What I did here is I joined the lining right here, and as you can see, I already cut off the neckline. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other part of the front. Then I'll join the neckline. I'll turn it the other way. I'll turn it this way, like that, and I'll just join the neckline. I've joined the lining to the main fabric for the back. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to open up the lining where I have the seam. I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to take the front, which I also joined at the neckline. I've joined this at the neckline, and also right here where I'm going to have the zipper like I explained earlier. So we're just going to open that up as well, and we're just going to go doing right side facing right side. We're going to sew this together right from the center all the way across, and we're going to do the same thing for the back, for the lining too. So we're going to join the lining, and we're going to join the main fabric at the shoulder. So I'm going to do the same at the other side as well. We're going to join this too. Next, I'm going to insert the zipper. I'm just going to align it like this, close to the teeth of the zipper, and I'm just going to run my machine all across, and I'm going to do the same thing here too. I'm just going to keep it close to the zipper, and I'm going to run my machine all across. And of course, you may want to open the head so that it's easy for you. You can also use a zipper foot if that will work better for you, or you can even open it completely all the way like that before you attach it. So anyone will work. The zipper is fixed now, so the next thing to do is to add the sleeves. So you can either first join the sides, and then you join the sleeve and add the sleeve on. but I've decided to join the sleeve first. So I'm just going to be joining the sleeve from the center. I'm going to take the center of the sleeve, match it to the center of the top, and then I'm just going to sew this all the way to one end, and then I'll come sew it all the way to the other end. And when that is done, now when I'm sewing it, I'm doing right side facing right side. So when this is done, I will now come to the bottom here, and I will just turn this in and sew this all the way. After joining the sleeve to the top, you now want to turn it to the wrong side. And the next thing I'm doing is I'm just going to join from the side all the way down. I'm just making it as simple as possible. There's another way you can do your lining where you have to sew the lining together and then you turn it such that you don't have any of the loose edge showing. Everything will be covered in. So I'm just doing this in the very simple possible manner that anyone can make at home. So I'm now going to go back to the sewing machine, and I'll just measure whatever my sleeve round is, and then we'll just sew it all across all the way to the sides, following the shape we have here. And the last thing is I'm going to turn it in at the bottom here twice, and I'm going to finish it up at the bottom, and that will complete this top. Again, there's a different way you can do the lining. Check my video on how to make a bomber jacket to see another method you can use for your lining. See the link in the description. Thanks for joining us in this video. Hope you have found it really helpful. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up and please share our videos. And if you have not yet subscribed, don't forget to do so and to press the bell icon for notification. Thank you. See you in the next video.